In a great kingdom beyond the stars, the king had many children. Each one was born of his spirit, radiant, pure, and full of promise. They were not just children. They were heirs to the king's throne, chosen to rule with him and carry his glory to the ends of the earth. But though they were heirs, many refused to grow. They loved the songs in the palace, the comfort of milk, and the warmth of the nursery. They would clap and dance when the king passed by, but when he called them to train for battle, they hid behind their cradles. One day, the king stood before his court and said with sadness, "The heir, as long as he is a child, is no different from a slave, though he is master of all." Galatians 4:1. He looked at his children and whispered, "I have crowns waiting, swords sharpened, thrones prepared, but I cannot give them to those who still cry when corrected, or run when the fire of training comes." Outside the palace walls, darkness spread through the land. The enemy laughed, knowing the king's warriors were still asleep, still sipping milk while the world burned. And yet the king's heart longed for them to rise. He sent his messengers to call out, "Grow up, children of light. Leave the nursery of comfort. The world is groaning for your revealing." Romans 8:19. Some heard the call. They rose, trembling, yet willing. They left the toys behind, took up the sword of truth, and began to train. Day by day, the king shaped them into sons and daughters who could bear his name and carry his authority. But many others stayed behind. They said, "We are saved, isn't that enough?" So they remained where it was safe, yet powerless. They spoke of faith, but never walked in obedience. They loved blessings, but hated discipline. And soon their hearts grew lukewarm, neither hot nor cold. The king warned them, "If you remain lukewarm, I will spit you out of my mouth." Revelation 3:16. Still, some laughed, saying, "We are fine here." But the king wept, for he could not send babies to do a warrior's work. They owned the kingdom, yet lived as servants. They had the promise, yet not the maturity to handle it. Then a great voice thundered across the heavens. "When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I thought as a child, I reasoned as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things." 1 Corinthians 13:11. The heavens shook, and a new generation stood, grown, refined, and ready. They had learned through fire, and the king placed crowns upon their heads. They walked out as sons, no longer children, and the earth began to shine with their light. So hear this call today. Grow up. Stop feeding on the past. Stop letting your emotions rule your faith. You were born to rule, not to crawl. The Father is ready to pour more into you, but he will not waste glory on the immature. It's time to rise, sons and daughters. The world is waiting. The King is calling. Will you grow? If you are inspired by this story and want to hear more like it, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Yomi Inspired, for more uplifting and thought-provoking content. Join me as we dive deeper into the mysteries of the human experience and the divine.